Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to our Arabic class. We're doing the Medina Arabic course book 1, and we are, what is this message? And we are still busy with this particular exercise that we had begun last week of lesson number 10. So we had did the first portion, number 10. So yeah, we had 12 left over. So it's from number 11 until number 22 that we are doing for tonight. And we see how far beyond that point we reach, inshallah ta'ala. Yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Quite a lot of exercises still left before we actually end the lesson. But so be it. Let's begin. Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Now, last week and the week before and so on and so forth, I've been saying that for the purpose of the classes over here, since we're not doing it in a personal setting where, you know, it's face-to-face and we're doing it online, so therefore, when it comes to exercises and homework and stuff like this here, it depends more on you than anything else. So obviously, I don't have the capability to force anybody to do homework, but obviously if you are wanting to grow your Arabic and not just time pass, then doing the exercises are a must. But be that as it may, I did mention last week that anybody who's interested in doing the exercises before I actually go and read the whole thing, which is for these 12 here. So if anybody wants to try their hand at it, to give the read what is written here, translate it, and give the answer to it. That is what was explained at the homework last week. So if anyone who wants to try, you're more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, if not, then I will end up doing it all myself. Okay, so we've got number 11 over here. I'm not seeing anybody come forward. I will read number 11 so long in the meantime. It says, "Aindaka daftarun." Do you have a notebook? That's now the question which is posed at you. I read it, putting the harakat at the correct places, gave you the translation of it, and now to be able to give an answer, you would say, for example, "Na'am indi daftarun." Yes, I have a notebook. So that's the sort of thing that is wanted from you for the remainder of the 11 questions now. So anybody wants to take a try? Okay, what is here? What number is this? Okay, number 1 we actually did last week. That was last week's work already. That's why I said we're doing from 11 until the end today. Anyway, so number 11, "A'indaka daftarun?" Do you have a notebook? Na'am indi daftarun. Yes, I have a notebook. Number 12, "Abuka tajirun?" Is your father a businessman? Na'am abi tajirun. Yes, my father is a trader. And remember, it's not just the question, but the answer to it as well. Is your father la abi tajir? No. You can't. The question is your father a trader? So you can't reply by saying no, my father is a trader. Like, say what? I asked you if your father is a trader, and you're telling me no, he is a trader. So you'd say yes, he's a trader, or you say no, he's not a trader. And if you're saying he's not a trader, you would now say, instead of instead of, to put it this way, instead of saying he is not a trader, you would say, for example, no, he is a teacher. For example, you will now explain what is his profession if not a businessman. That's how you would do it. So to give it in Arabic, for example, so let's say we ask, Abuka tajirun, is your father a businessman? You're not going to reply by saying, La abi laysa bi tajirin. That's how you would be verbatim translating it. No, my father is not a trader. But the person will be like, oh, you're holding back information. It's pure Fusha Arabic. Nobody will have an issue with it. But it doesn't show, let's put it this way, good manners. That the person asks, we are in a discussion amongst friends. So what is everybody's father doing? So, my father is this and this. Is your father a businessman? No, my father is not a businessman. Naturally, the person will be waiting. Okay, he's not a businessman. So, like they're waiting for you and you're not replying. So while it is pure Arabic, it's not let's put it this way, it's not good mannerisms to reply in that manner. Okay, so that was number 12. Let me put just 12 to the side, put him to bed and move on. So number 12 was Abu Katajirun, and we will say, go with the one which you're being given. So La Abi Mohandisun, for example, since the proper answer was not given. So I'll give that one to say, no, my father is an engineer. Number 13 says, Min aina Muhammadun? Where is Muhammad from? And the answer was given, the translation for it, correct, from where is Muhammad, correct. And the answer was given in Arabic, which is good. Except for one thing. Two things I should say. One is that I tend to find sometimes people skip a little bit in like I use the hadith terminology when you are doing a bit of tadlis to make it seem as if here's the answer while not having transliterated it out, because sometimes if transliterating you have to put it exactly how all the harakat are, and that can tend to lead to a mistake here and there cropping up. So, but anyway, the answer given was Muhammadun min Janubi Ifriqiya, which is a 100% correct answer. So Muhammadun min Janubi Ifriqiya, except the word Africa here has been written wrong. The ya is missing after the ra, Ifriqiya. So, by the way, you have two ways of writing Africa. Like this, South Africa, it would be the way you have written here, but obviously with the ya, or you have it instead of ya alif on the end, it would be ya with a tamarbuta. So you will find the word being written both ways. The reason for this is because obviously Africa, South Africa like this here, is not something that's found in Quran and Hadith, that to say that no, it must be like this. So that's why you'll find different ways of writing it, because at the end of the day, it's just Africa. Whether you pronounce it Africa, Africa, it's neither here nor there. But so be it. Any case, so Muhammad min Janubi Ifriqiya. Muhammad is from South Africa. And the answer given, Naam Aina Tajiru. And I don't exactly see which one it was linked to, which you translate as yes, where is the businessman? So I'm not exactly sure how it links. But anyway, moving on to number 14 now. That was number 13, which was done, correct. Number 14, ma lughatuhu. Translation given is what is his language? Very good. Lughatahu Ingiliziya. Not 100%, not lughata, but lughatu. And that's why I say where transliteration steps in, it tends to point certain things out. Why lughatu? It's because okay, I mentioned this is in one of our early classes that by default words, the endings of words begins with tanween. Now you can't have tanween and a possessive pronoun at the same time. So lughatunhu, for example, you can't have such a thing. So when there comes something onto a sentence to remove the tanween, follow it in your mind. Now look at the word and follow it in your mind, seeing the answer written over here, for example. There's nothing written here, but obviously I'm saying you conjuring it up in your mind. So you see the answer which is written in your mind over here, that lughatuhu. So lughatunhu obviously can't have tanween. So then the tanween falls away. What remains? A dhamma. Lughatu. So not lughata, because what would be changing it, the ending from a dhamma to a fatha now? Something has to affect it for that change to take place. No such thing is found in the sentence. So it can't be lughata. It would be remain in its original form as lughatu. So lughatuhu al. Remember, when you're talking about the languages, al will be attached to it, whether it is al-Urdiya, al-Yabaniya, al-Siniya, al-Arabiya, al-Ibraniya, whatever language it may be, al will always be there. So, lughatuhul inki. Now, yes, you will find English being written with a jim as well as Injiliziya, but the way it's used in this book here and amongst many people is al-inkiliziya with a kaf. So lughatuhul inkiliziyatu. Lughatuhul inkiliziyatu. His language is English. But that's correct, yes. Lughatun Bengali. No, that's not exactly correct. Lughatun means language. In other words, Bengali language is what the answer is now saying. What's his language? Bengali language. You see, the thing is, if you're thinking in English and you're taking English into Arabic, sure, it makes sense. But when you're speaking in Arabic, this is not a meaningful sentence because it don't make sense to an Arabic-speaking person. It's like, what? There's a way and a form, and that is why we do these exercises, so you can get the proper way of what the question is, what the answer should be. It helps with your speech in putting things properly, not just, I've always made mention of this throughout the years that I've been teaching this book and others, is that regardless of what country you come from, whether you are from South Africa or from India or Bangladesh or any other thing, people tend to think in their language and translate it over into Arabic. You, in your mind now, when you see your Arabic translated into your language now in your mind, it looks like, but it makes sense. It makes sense for you and like this, but not for the pure Arab whose language is Arabic. Like, how do I put it? If you see people who are not English speakers, from banking now I come, and you're like, yeah, we may understand what he's trying to get at, but that's not how English is spoken. We're never going to say, give that man a job teaching English as a foreign language. We're not going to do it because we're going to say, that's not how the language is spoken. If you can understand how far removed that is from English, that is what happens to Arabs when they hear us speak from a non-Arab perspective, and we thinking in our language and translating it over. So it's something that obviously comes with time and experience, but I'm just throwing it out there nonetheless. So yeah, coming back to the point, lughatuhu, not lughatun. You won't use a statement like that. Lughatuhu. What is his language? His language is Bangladesh. Bangla, for example, or Bengali, whatever you call it. As Bangladeshis, you would know better whether you call the language Bangla or whether you call it Bengali, because I find people calling it both ways. Anyway, so that was number 14. Number 15, Aina Abuhu, where is his father? That's correct. And the answer, Abuhu Mim Masr. Okay, Abuhu. Now, yes, you will find, especially when you find Egyptians, then they will talk about Masr. Some of them will pronounce it in this way, but the proper way is Min Misr. Remember, Min Misra limra'atihi akrimi mathwa. Surah Yusuf, Min Misr. So, irrespective of the fact that you will find some Egyptians calling it Masr, Al-Masri, and certain like this, Abu Hamza Al-Masri. So obviously it makes sense in a person's mind that Masr, but I would never take the words of a person over the words that the Quran uses. So Min Misr, I say Min Misr, and but like I said, if you did use Masr, Egyptians are not exactly going to fight you over it. But yeah, I prefer the Quran over others. So yeah, Abuhu min correct that you had written here. Abuhu min Misra. Abuhu min Misra. Min Misra, but obviously in pronunciation, you would say Abuhu min Misr, stopping on the ends. But we are learning Nahu over here, our grammar, so therefore I'm pronouncing the endings of everything. Otherwise, in a normal case, we would not be pronouncing tun and everything on the end like that. But Abuhu min Misra would be the correct answer. Good. Lughatuhu al-Inkiliziyatu. Correct, except do not have a space between this alif and this noon, because right now what is written here is Lughatuhu alla-Nikiliziya. That's what's actually written here. If you have English and you have a space in a word, independent instead of independent. Independent, two different words. So when you put Allah, please, you got a space, it changes the word entirely. Lughatuhul inkiliziyatu, if you were putting it properly without that space. Very good. Okay, let me say I've fallen behind now. There's quite a number of messages which has come in here now. That was number 15. Abuhu. Oh, okay. The answer which was given is Aina Abuhu. Where is his father? Not where is his father from. If it was Min Aina Abuhu, the answer Abuhu min Misr would have been correct. So while the statement Abuhu min Misr is correct linguistically, but it's not the correct answer to the question, because the question was asking where is he, not where is he from. So Abuhu fil Bangladeshi huwa tajirun kabirun. Okay, that's good. You're adding extra information on of him being a big businessman. We didn't exactly ask that far, but yes, it's good if you introducing yourself in so many words to say that yes, his father is in Bangladesh and he is a big businessman. Good. Abuhu fil Yabani. Very good. Abuhu fil Yabani. Okay, why mean and not feel? Okay, that I had just touched on now. I hadn't obviously seen all of these messages because there's quite a few, and I missed some of them because I'm looking at them as I move down. So fee is the correct answer and not mean. Yes, that was the correct thing. It doesn't ask where the father is from, it's asking where is the father. Okay, number 16. Aina ummuhu, where is his mother? That's the correct translation. Answer given is ummuhu fil matbakhi. Very good. His mother is in the kitchen. That's 100% correct. That's the way that you're doing it right now. Ummuhu fil matbakhi. We ask, where is his mother? And the answer is given, his mother is in the kitchen. Straightforward, simple, nothing is left vague and that the person can get confused on. Okay. Herzog is. His mother is in the kitchen making herzog is. Okay. Okay, أين أمه؟ أمه في المستشفى. Very good also. So أمه في المطبخ or أمه في المستشفى, both of them are correct. Okay, Herzoghi don't exactly fit in here unless you are saying Ummuhu fil matbahi, and I don't know how to say Herzogis now in Arabic, unfortunately, because Herzoghi is not even English. We've taken it into English and accepted it as a word, but any case, so okay, the answer given here هي أيضا في المدرس. Um, there's if it's related to question number 16, then no, the answer would be wrong. Because firstly, you are saying she is also, if you're throwing the word Avon in, because she's also. So therefore, in the previous answer to number 15, you would have had to have, let's say, for example, he is in the madrasa, then you would have to say, she is also in the madrasa. Then only would it work. Otherwise, you can't say he is in Japan and she's also in the madrasa. Like what? You know, it doesn't. So أيضا don't fit. And مدرسي doesn't mean madrasa. مدرسي means a male teacher. So she's also in the male teacher. It's like, let's not go there. So أين the هي أيضا في المدرس would not be a correct answer. We go with the previous two answers. She's in the kitchen and she's in the hospital. Okay, number 17. من أين حمزة? From where is Hamza? حمزة من Lanisia. Lanesia, as we would say in English. It's a place in South Africa for those who don't know. Okay, okay, yes, one which has come in here. Hamza is from Lenasia. And the number 17, another answer given, Hamza 2, remember? Hamza 2 Minal Surya. Two errors over here. Number one, remember sun and moon letters? As is a sun letter. Ash, us. So not als, it's not a moon letter. So minas is how you would say it firstly. And secondly, Surya is a modern word, let's put it this way, for Syria. So it's not Assyria, you would say Hamzatu min Surya. Okay, yeah, I mean Surya, if you want to take it that way. Hamzatu min Surya. I would have said min Sham, but so be it. Hamzatu min Surya. Hamza is from Syria. What is ma lughatuhu? What is his language? Correct. Uh, I should have written at Hamza. Okay. Min Surya. Okay. Asham. Sham. You see uh, the land which is Jordan, Palestine. Obviously, there is no such thing as Israel. All of that, together with that whole large portion of land, is what is known as Sham. So it's not only Syria. But yeah, if you want to break it down just to that small piece of land over there, then sure, Syria would work. Okay, moving on to the next one. Ma lughatuhu, number 18. Number 18 given here is lughatuhu Urdu. No. Lugharuhu Bangla. لغته العربية لغته Bengali. Okay, the number of the things given here. So let's start with the first one before I lose track and before we run out of time. First one was لغته Urdu. So we would say no. And the first thing is al-urdiyatu. Al-urdiyatu. So al-urdiya. Remember, you can't have lughatuhu Urdu in the sense. Remember, lugha, look at the word, it's a ta marbuta. Hence, it is a feminine word. If you were to write Urdu like this looks masculine. So therefore, al-urdiya. al-urdiya, to make it feminine, to join with the feminine. So lughatuhu al-urdiya, lughatuhu al-urdiyatu. That's how you would say it. Okay. The next one, lughatuhu Bangla. Once again, remember, Bangla is you thinking of maybe in the Bangla language, the name is Bangla. In Urdu, the language is Urdu. In Arabic, it's not Urdu; it's Al-Urdiya. So, لغته البنغلاديشية, like that. لغته Bangladeshiyة, like that. That's how you would answer it. Okay, the next one which is given is Hamza to fi madrasati sayyara. I would read it that way in order for it to make sense. Hamza is in the driving school. That would make sense though. Yeah. Because if you were to say he's in the female teacher's car, it would have been the opposite way around. Hamza to fi sayyaratil mudarrisati, for example. But anyway, we weren't asking where is Hamza, we asked where Hamza was from. Okay, the next one was given lughatuhu al-arabiyya. Remember, always arabiyya too, pronouncing the ends, but that one is correct. Lughatuhu al-Bengali. Okay, we just did that one right now. Lughatun arabiyya. No. Remember, lughatuhu. What is his language? So you would start by his language. If you say lughatun, where's the possessive pronoun? Who is the possessive pronoun? So if you say lughatun, there's no possessive pronoun to attach it to him. So him, his has disappeared from your sentence in that case. So lughatuhu and then al. Lughatuhu al-arabiyyatu. Lughatuhu selhitiya. Okay. Always remember tiya, everything has got to become feminine because of lugha. Bangladeshiyatu. Okay. Driving school. Okay, driving school. Yes, we did pass that one. Okay, then. Okay, all those so far have been done. Okay, coming back to that was number 18. We've got 4 left. Number 19 is Aina Abuhu. Where is his father? Where is Hamza's father? Correct. Abuhu fil America. No. Fi America. Fi America. Abuhu fil bayti. Remember putting the end for the purpose of the class. Abuhu fil bayti. So you know that this gets a kasra if you happen to be reading on with a longer sentence. But that's correct. Abuhu fi America would be the correct answer. Abuhu fil madrasati. Very good. His father is in the madrasa. Let's move on to number 20. Aina Zainabu. Because we don't have all that much time left before the class runs out. So Abu Aina Zainabu. Where is Zainab? Very good. Zainabu fil ghurfati. Very good, that one. Hiya fi bayti Haytham. Okay, she is in the house of Haytham. Zainabu fi Sri Lanka. Okay, Sri Lanka is actually not written like that, but anyway, okay, maybe some people actually write it that way. I don't know, but all 3 answers are actually here fil. No, not fil, but fi bayti. Not fil bayti, fi bayti Haytham. Why, if you may be wondering now, why is it fee and not feel? The reason is because when you have something which is the possession of somebody, the house of Haytham, what does it make it? It makes it automatically something which is ma'rifa. It's already something which is known. It's not indefinite. It's definite. The house of Haytham's house. So it's definite despite not having alif and lam. Being a mudaf ilay automatically makes it a ma'rifa, to use the correct term. So therefore, you won't say fil bayti haytham, but fi bayti haytham. For example, huwa fi baytillahi. For example, he is not fil baytillahi, but huwa fi baytillahi. He is in the house of Allah. So hiya fi bayti Haytham. She is in Haytham's house. Very good. Zainabu fi Sri Lanka. Very good. Zainabu fil ghurfati. Very good as well. Hiya fi, like I said, the fil is the wrong one. Hiya fil al ghurfati. No, you don't. You, because fil and al would be a double for which is serving no purpose. So hiya fil ghurfati. Zainan. Okay, that was number 20. We done. That was all good. Number 21. Aina zawjuha. Aina zawjuha. Where is her husband? Where is Zainab's husband? Not zawjaha, but zawjuha. Zawjuha. Remember, once again, there's nothing which is affecting it to take the dhamma away. So dhamma remains. زوجها في الغرفة أيضا. زوجها أيضا في الغرفة or زوجها في الغرفة أيضا. Both ways you can say it is fine. And yes, she is also in the room. No problem with that. We can take that as an answer. Where was I now? Okay. Zainab مع فزرين. Okay, Zainab. Okay, that's still number 20. Zainab مع Fazreen. Okay, I assume Fazreen is somebody's name. So where is Zainab? Zainab is with Fazreen. Okay, fine. That is fine. We can take that. Next one here. أين زوجها? هو في المسجد. No. هو في المسجد or هو في مسجد. You can't have في المسجدون. Can't work that way. هو في المسجد or هو في مسجد. He is in a masjid or he is in the masjid. زوجها. Okay. زوجها في المسجد. No, wrong. زوجها في what is that here? في سنها مكتب. Her husband is in the her husband is in her old. I see what's happening here. You probably put this into Google Translate, and Google Translate ended up giving a sort of translation like this. Because if you are trying to say he is in her old maktab, her old school, for example, if that's what you are trying to say, then no, that is a total wrong way of putting it. Because if you're taking the word sin from age, old, like that, then no, that would be totally incorrect. And no, it's not sana. Sana wouldn't be fitting in here in any case. But in any case, zawjuha fil masjidi, we can take that one and the previous answers and we can move on. So that was number 21. Last one before our time runs out is number 22. Azawjuha mudarrisun. Azawjuha mudarrisun. Is her husband a teacher? It wouldn't be madrasa. Remember, madrasa must have a tamar bota on the end. And if you were saying in fee would have to be found. So, but in any case, the answer given here is نعم هو مدرس. No, نعم هو مدرس. Okay, I suppose if you were saying with a ya on the end here, نعم هو مدرسي, as in the ya of possession, then yes, it will be valid. Yes, he is my teacher. If he a teacher, is her husband a teacher? Yes, he is my teacher. Then fine. Then it makes a proper, meaningful sentence. Otherwise, if you're saying yes, he is a teacher, and you're saying huwa mudarrisi, then no, that would be incorrect. So, okay, another answer given here: la zawjuha attajiru. No, zawjuha tajirun. Zawjuha tajirun. Her husband is. Translate the sentence. Think it in your mind like this. زوجها التاجر. Her husband is the trader. Her husband is the trader. Her husband is the businessman. Her husband is a businessman. Would it be the same with no la huwa mudarrisun? Okay, what is here? Where was this now? What is that relating to? Yes, if you were saying, would it be the same with no la? With no la huwa mudarris. Okay, without commas and stuff like this, I don't even know what the sentence is actually saying. La zawjuha tajirun. Very good, that would be correct. زوجها مدرس. لا زوجها تاجر. Is her husband a teacher? No, her husband is a businessman. Very good. That's the end of page 56, end of this particular exercise, which had completed 22 sentences, and our time has actually run out totally. We've got 2 minutes left, but in the next exercise, which we will do now next week, inshallah. So like I say, we've still got a lot of work and a lot of exercises to go through before we'll end this lesson. So let me just read the title out here for you so you know what to expect. It says ضع في الفراغ فيما يلي الضمير هو وها. What it's saying is place in the following blank space the ضمير, the pronoun or possessive pronoun at least, who or ha. I'll read the first one just so you understand. هذه البنت طالبة. اسمها زينب. This girl, هذه البنت, this girl, طالبة. She is, what about this girl? She is a female student. اسمها, her name, not اسمه, because you're speaking about the girl. So اسمها زينب. Her name is Zainab. هذه البنت طالبة اسمها زينب. So that was number one. You've got 5 more to do. Here, as you can see, here, that's where the possessive pronoun, possessive pronoun, possessive pronoun, possessive pronoun, and here as well. You're only going to use who or ha. That's all. So it's a straightforward, simple exercises. You don't have to think far. You don't have to try and use another preposition. You're only going to use who or ha to put in these following 5 sentences. That's your one exercise. The next exercise is a bit more, I'll give you this one as well.